Guys, I have made the DVD about pressure passing where I show 4 7 moves about like a pressure passing, like over under, stack pass, ways to approach this and that. And then the biggest question that people always ask, how, especially like when they train, they feel someone making pressures, how to do this pressure, how to make this pressure. So basically from all positions that I use to pass a guard, I try to follow one principle. That's how to share my weight to make as much pressure as possible. Most of the times, the way I put more pressure is using my shoulder, right? So most of the times what I do is, let's imagine like I'm here, for example. So let's imagine I'm just like this, right? When I'm like this, all my weight is on my both knees, right? So all my pressure is on my both knees on the mat here. Also, I stay like this, for example, I'm sharing my weight on 4 points here. My both knees, my both arms. Also, I do like this, for example, the weight that was on my knee, I kind of like move it to my arms. Look, you guys can see here, right? So most of the times what I try to do is, I try to focus all my weight on this shoulder, right? So basically my posture when I'm passing is like this, look. Right? If you guys can see, when I'm here, I stretch my right leg, I bend my left leg, and I focus all my weight on this shoulder over here, right? You guys can see that when I stand up here, you will see the mat even a little bit like bended here, right? So look, I'm gonna focus on putting all my weight like this, right? So for example, when I'm in the over-under pass, I could stay in the over-under pass, for example, just like this. What's not good? I could stay like this, for example, both knees on the mat, chest against his belly, right? But there's no pressure at all right here because all my weight's on my both knees, right? So I could stay, for example, like this. Now it's a little bit more pressure because all my weight's on my chest against his belly, right? But the best way would be stay exactly as I was there with the Cheryl. So look, I'm gonna move my shoulder and place my shoulder against his diaphragm over here. Now I'm gonna bend my left leg and I'm gonna stretch my right leg. So you guys can see on his face, probably, that's not that comfortable for him. And I'm not even using my both hands. Look, I'm just dropping all my weight on my shoulder. So for example, in this case, my weight's like, I'm super heavy, it's 220 pounds. I'm putting like 220 pounds straight on his diaphragm, on his belly here. I'm not even using my hands, just my weight. Doesn't matter if I'm like 220 pounds or if I'm 150 pounds. If I was 150, it would be like 150 pounds over here, right? So it's all about how you share your weight. So look, I just focus on bending this leg, stretch the leg of the side that I want to put the weight on it. Now I focus like all my weight on my shoulder and I put my shoulder over here. So look, right? Guys, we're just talking about like the over-under pass, but it would be the same principle for the stack pass, for example. Look, the double under. I would grab his lapel over there, grab somewhere here or there, doesn't matter. But I want to focus all my weight on my shoulder again. Look, so if I stay like this, there's not too much pressure. But if I stay like this, then it's another story, right? Look, all my weight's on my shoulder. You can see like his knees touching his shin, right? So that's the thing. Even if I work like, for example, the Toriano pass, I could do the Toriano pass just like this, look. Both knees on the mat. There's no pressure, look. There's no pressure, right? I could do, for example, stay on toes like this. But my goal is always to use my shoulder against him. So for example, I'm gonna work the Toriano pass and I'm gonna drop my shoulder over here, look. So if you guys can see, my left leg is a little bit bended, my right leg is stretching, and all my shoulder is on his belly. If you change the angle, look, the Toriano pass would be one thing like this. There's no weight on him, my weight is on my knees. Would be another thing like this, but the best way, in my opinion, would be like this, look. I bend my left leg, I stretch my right one, and I have my shoulder right on his diaphragm. So I have all my weight on my shoulder on his diaphragm. So that's what I focus when I try to do, when I try to make pressure. So for example, I'm in side control. I'm holding his face here. Here there is like no pressure, all my weight's on my knees. But if I move like this, for example, now all my weight's on his face. All my weight's on my shoulder, that's on his face. Right? Just because I'm in this posture. So changing the angle. You guys can see on his face that the pressure is going good. Look. So I just try to follow this principle about staying like sideways and putting all my weight on my shoulder. That's my goal, to make as much pressure as possible.